Hello and welcome to Breaking Bread with Rivaj Maharaj, where nothing is off the table. For today's episode, I wanted to talk about the breaking news coming out of Israel that the Iranians have struck the site of Dimona. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Ashraf joining us now with further details of what more do we know about the strike in Dimona?
Actually, Dimona is very sensitive location near Tel Aviv, where as you mentioned, that is the facility, undeclared facility for the nuclear activities of Israel, and that was targeted with some kind of a different missile. What we are getting from the sources from Israel, that they have never seen that kind of missile which struck and hit a building there. And the building got collapsed in that attack, and so far we are getting reports that 20 people are injured in that Iranian missile strike in Israel. But so far there are the censorships, particularly the place which has been hit. It is not being cleared by the authorities in Israel that what actually happened, and neither the media is being allowed there. The information what we are getting is from the civilians and from some sources. So it will be further clear that what actually happened in this missile attack of Iran in Israel and also at this sensitive location near Tel Aviv. But so far, the one thing is confirmed, the pictures what we have got, a building has been, multi-story building has been hit by this Iranian missile. And after the hit, the building has collapsed. That means some kind of a major this explosive might have been used in that particular missile which has hit this particular building. But big kind of breaking news we can say, and also a kind of escalation in this ongoing West Asia war.
All right, Ashraf, many thanks for getting us those details. Ashraf telling us about how Dimona and Israel is hit. And remember, this is a stunning escalation on day 22 of the war. This is important because this happens to be one of the key nuclear research facilities of Israel. And this is key to Israel when it comes to its undeclared nuclear weapons program. The building now stands collapsed in the Iranian strike, and 20 people are believed to be injured.
There's articles coming out in the news media regarding Iran striking multiple sites in Dimona. Now, I've got a few articles, but I'll look at the one in The Guardian, which says Iran hits Israeli town housing nuclear facility in retaliation for Natanz strike. Now, according to this article, first responders report 33 injured at multiple sites in Dimona, including a 10-year-old boy in serious condition. An Iranian missile has hit the Israeli town of Dimona, home to a nuclear facility in what Iran said was retaliation for strikes on its own nuclear site at Natanz. Dimona hosts a facility just outside the main town widely believed to possess the Middle East sole nuclear arsenal, although Israel has never admitted to possessing nuclear weapons. Iran's Atomic Energy Organization earlier accused the US and Israel of hitting the Natanz enrichment complex, but noted there was no leakage of radioactive materials reported. The Israeli army told AFP that there had been a direct missile hit on a building in Dimona, with Magen David Adom first responders saying their teams had treated 33 people injured at multiple sites, including a 10-year-old boy in serious condition with shrapnel wounds. There was extensive damage and chaos at the scene, paramedic Carmel Cohen said. The Israeli military said the interception attempts were carried out after the missiles were detected. Images shared by Israeli media showed an object hurtling out of the sky at high speed before crashing into the town. Iranian state TV said the attack was a response to the earlier strike on Natanz. After the attack, the UN nuclear watchdog chief Rafael Grossi repeated a call for military restraint to avoid any risk of a nuclear accident. The Natanz facility hosts underground centrifuges to enrich uranium for Iran's disputed nuclear program and was already damaged in last year's June war. Asked about Natanz, the Israeli military said it was not aware of a strike. The Israeli military also said Saturday, it had struck a facility embedded within a Tehran university utilized by Iranian terror regime's military industries and ballistic missiles array to develop nuclear weapon components and weapons. So the article is fairly long. I've attached it to this video, but yeah, this is basically breaking news coming out that the Iranians have struck Dimona. Now the Israelis have neither affirmed nor denied that they have a nuclear program and that Dimona was the site where the program was housed. However, if you recall, there were, many years ago, a gentleman by the name of Mordecai Vanunu, who was an Israeli citizen who had exposed the Israeli nuclear program to the world. And what had happened was he was caught in a honey trap where he was, I think, in Italy, and a female Mossad agent had enticed him into a room and had him drugged. He was then wheeled via a wheelchair onto an airplane. I think it was a passenger jet, and flown to Israel, where he was to face charges. And the way the world knew about this incident was that Mordecai Vanunu had written on his hand, on the palm of his hand, a message, about what had happened, his kidnapping in Italy and extradition to Israel. And that, caused a diplomatic stir. And what he did was, as the car was that he was in on his way to the court here appearance, I think, he placed his palm against the window, and as photographers were taking photos of him being driven to the hearing, some eagle-eyed reporters realized that there was a message on his palm, and that's what revealed not only his plight, but Israel's nuclear ambitions in Dimona. So needless to say, the Iranians have claimed that their strike on Dimona is in retaliation for an Israeli or an alleged Israeli strike on the Iranian nuclear facility at Natanz. However, as the article suggests, the Israeli military have said they have no information regarding an Israeli attack on Natanz. Now, this clearly indicates that this war is now escalating to a much more serious level. However, it does mirror what is going on within Ukraine, or what happened within Ukraine when the nuclear facility in Ukraine itself was perpetually being targeted, and there were times where the Ukrainians themselves were targeting the nuclear facility in order to create more of a problem for the Russians. So, and then you look at Operation Sindur, where India had hit the Nur Khan Air Base and Sargodha Hills, and the nuclear facilities, Pakistan's nuclear capable facilities, and reports that an Egyptian plane carrying boron had flown over to Pakistan, and that they were trying to contain the situation, and villages were evacuated. So this is, while this may be seen as an escalation as well, and it is indeed an escalation, there are fairly recent precedents for this type of engagement being or occurring within within warfare in recent history. So it's interesting to see what the Israelis then come out and say about Natanz, and this moving forward, because obviously, warmongers are going to up the ante with this regarding nuclear facilities being targeted, and the chances of radiation and poisoning, and this um, I'm sure the media will have a field day, talking about how this is going to ramp up to the nuclear level. So we're going to keep a close eye on this, but I thought let's just highlight this incident as it's breaking news currently coming through. So once again, I want to thank you for spending time with us, and we urge you to please like, share, and subscribe to our channel, as it helps us with the algorithm and it helps our channel to grow. And once again, these a lot of this channel is just me voicing my opinion. You may agree or you may disagree with me. The dialogue is what is important, and we're trying to grow the channel. So once again, thank you for subscribing.